Alright, so without further ado, I will begin reading Chapter 7 of Twila, the girl who was in love with a vampire. Author's note: Flammers, back off. God says thanks for the good reviews. Sorry that I took so long to update. Okay, I was listening to Linkin Park and I started to overdose on Pop Creek, Marijuana and cookie. And I had to go to the hospital for a week long. Chapter 7. The next day, I woke up in the morning and opened my icy topaz eyes. I was covered in blood. There was blood all over my bed. My wrists had started cutting during the night while I was having nightmares. I moaned smexily and got in the shower, and all the blood went down the drain all swirly and stuffed like in the movie Psycho. Get it, like lick part of my name, but wait, if you don't lick gory movie like lick that, then fuck off. I had got sent the uniform for fucking Mount St. Preps Academy in the mail, and I put it on suicidally. It was prep pink with purple plaid, and the skirt was really long. I got a knife and cut the skirt and made it really short. I also got a black Sharpie and made the whole thing black. I put a bunch of MCR pins on it and some safety pins. I made a bunch of rips in the shirt where my bobs go. And you could see my lazy black bra. I put up my long, straight black hair in a messy thing with spikes all shooting out and put on red eyeshadow with black glitter on it. When I got to school, there were a million prepses there, and I started to cry gothically and give them the middle finger. Plus, I remembered that I was pregnant, and I screaming, and all the stupid preps got scared and ran to tell the teachers, who all wore pink. But they were all crowded around someone and gasping with orgasm and bewilderedness. I pushed through them, giving them all dirty looks, and saw who they were staring at. It was Edward. On God! What the fuck are you doing here? I shooted, jumping into his arms. All the teachers got scared and ran away and kept looking at his beauty from the distance. But I just couldn't keep going to that skull without you. So I transferred here. That skull is just full of preps now. He started to sing. You know what they do to guys like us in person. To me, and I loved him. I knew that he would always be there for me. But wait, why? You're not Craig. I couldn't believe it. He told me that he had gotten me tested and I wasn't going to have a baby. I'm so glad, lol. I was crying with joy. We ditched Skull and dropped out. We smoked drugs and alcohol outside the prepses, which they were as cool as us. Things were getting back to the good way that they used to be. End chap! Okay, sorry it was so short. I'm still in rehab from the incidents, so I need to get better to write more of the good stuff, lol. Bye! Chapter 8, Author's Notes. Oxu guys, prep stop flarming. Seriously, if you think me grammar is bad, then fuck you, bitch. This Tori is going to make me famous someday, and that will be sold in libraries. Okay, so what now? I am a millionaire. You bitches can come clawing to me, and I will say fuck you, okay? Disclaimer, by the way, Twilight does not belong to me. It is by Serpentine Millers. Okay, she wants something now. Please enjoy Gothes. Thanks for the good comics. I am out of rhubarb, so I will be able to up that more. Arigato. Oh, and thanks to Rodriga for helping me with the Spanish. You will see what I mean, lol. 666. Chapter 8. Twila. I kicked and whispered in my sleep as the voice got louder and louder. I was sleeping in bed with Edward, but I don't think he heard it because he didn't say he heard it. Plus, he was sleeping. "Twila! Twila!" said the voice screamingly. It sounded like an ugly old man, or it sounded like midnight. I wasn't really sure. I opened my eyes, which were like endless pools of beautiful topaz. I looked around in the dark, but since I was a vampire, I could see in the dark, and vampires can see in the dark. I saw Ed next to me. His bronze hair was messy and sexy, and his pale skin glowed in the dark. He was silently singing "Da Hell Song" by Sum 42 in his sleep. "Who's there?" I crapped poisonedly. My long black hair whipped around me as I turned back and forth at the speed of light. I didn't set anyone there, so I was fucking confused. I had on a silver nightgown with black lining and black lace all around the boobs. I was wearing black stilettos and had on tons of eyeliner that I had made cat eyes out of. Then the voice continued to shout, "Come to me, Tyla, beautiful, Siko Topaz Cullen. Open your eyes, Tila Tequala, for it is me." "What?" I shouted. "Okay, stop fucking around. Who the hell is me?" Then I looked next to my bed and saw who was standing there. It was a man! "What are you doing, you effing pervert?" I giggled furiously. "You now, that isn't not proportionate to be in a tongue girls' room." "Ha ha ha ha! See, but I see that you are lovers with me, enemigos," he said in Spanish. Suddenly, Ed woke up and growled rough and tough. He shined his glorious teeth in the man's face, and he was temporarily blinded for life. "My eyes!" the ugly man shouted. So I was right. It was an ugly man. I got out of bed, seducingly taking off my cloths. Edmund gasped, all angry and sensitive, and lol, jealous hot bite guys are so great because I was getting naked in front of a strangler. A lot of other stuff happened. And then we found out that the man's name was James. But because he is Spanish, they call him Hannes. We found this out because I bribed him with my body. End chapter 8. Chapter 9, author's note. OMG, so I took so long to update. I can't really say why, but if you want to know, then miss me, and I'll tell you that I had an emergency and almost died from swallowing 5 bottles of aspirin. Lol. Lol, guess what? To all you people who say that I'm dumb, Miss Psychology teacher told me to ignore you. Psychology. Because you're just playing mind games to try to make me feel bad about myself. I am not the loser in this situation. Anyway, creep stop flamon. God's thanks for the good stuff. MCR rocks! 666. Chapter 9. Recap from chapter 8. I want to kill Bella because we can help you with that, I said sexily. Muy bien. See, is that spelled wrong? I'll see you at dawn. When I woke up again that morning, I was ready to kill Bella. It was dawn, and Hamza had picked all of the supplies for killing. Eddie woke up and opened his eyes, which were the same as mine. We put on our makeup. He had white foundation, black eyeliner, and this fake blood stuff that goes on your face. I had on purple eyeshadow, lots of black and dark lipstick. Hannes tried to watch us get dressed, but I told him that if he didn't fuck off, I wouldn't help him kill that little bitch. So I didn't go to school, but the preppy principal was too scared to call and ask why. Ed didn't go either. I suddenly remembered midnight and knew she would want to be involved too, but she was on her honeymoon with Jasper, who I had told to love her, or else I was never going to talk to him again. While we were leaving secretly to Bella's house, I got sad because Ed and I didn't have a honeymoon. I started to cut my wrists a little on the way there, and I saw that Ed looked worried. When we got there, James Borque into the house, and we went upstairs to Bella's room. The whole thing was pink, and it reminded me of Rosalind's room. I started to cry, all hot and angsty, because that's where I had caught her with my husband. I cut my wrist some more, but Hannah said, "Shh, we can't let her know we are at her casa." She was sleeping all preppy, and there were posters of Ed on her walls. I ran over and tore them down with my long black nails. She was dreaming about Ed, and he started to get angry because he hated her. "Okay, are you ready?" Hannah whimpered. "Here, Twila, you can take the sword. Eddie can have the needle. It's full of cyanide." Well, I was sad because I had always wanted to inject myself, but I didn't say anything because I knew they wouldn't understand. I started to cry, tears of blood, and Ed gasped and started crying also with me. "Don't tell me," he screamed with depths of depression and pain in his voice. "That you're sad she's going to die?" "No, you fucking retard. I'm sad because there are so many things that I want in life, but everyone only cares about my booty." "It's not your fault that you're beautiful," he cried, sexily hugging me. Hannah's got scared because we were being loud, but Bila didn't wake up. Suddenly we killed her. "Thanks Satan, she's gone," we all said in unicorn. We all said in unicorn. Her body disintegrated into her bed, which was all wet with blood. We ate her bed so there would be no evidence, and left before her mom could wake up. When we got to the door, there was someone blocking it suicidally. "Carly's?" we all screamed at once. "Yes, I can't take it anymore," he said, breathing all crazy. He was looking at me. Edward put his hand around me like protection. "Why are you here, Dad? Get out!" His eyes started to rage. "I'm here to take Twila. I am going to make her my bride, and we will live in the darkness forevermore. Ha ha ha!" He laughed evilly in a gothic voice that I suddenly realized was sexy, and then I started to think. "Wait now," I commanded when Ed was about to kill Kalila. "Darkness forevermore?" I thought, beginning to have a mind change. Maybe that would be good for me, you know, because I need a vampire who can keep me gothically satisfied and stuff. Edward was heartbroken. He stuttered to scream at the top of his lungs as back venomous blood poured out of him. When a vampire gets ejected by the person that they truly love, their body starts to spattle, exploding like... I was mysterious, so I didn't let you know that what was going on in my thoughts, lol. "Yeah, that sounds like a plane," I said suddenly joyfully to Carlis. He was surmised that someone like me would want to be with him. Everyone in the room screamed in surprise. "Please, please, just tell me what I did to make you want to leave me," said Ed, having left an epileptic scissor on the floor. But I didn't say anything still, even though he was crying all too sensitive. "Okay," I finally gasped at Hannah's. "Please just go along with this. You'll see the true intentions of my plan soon." And I made him take it away. And then I went to Carl, who was like, "I'm so glad you have made such a good choice," cackling all satanically. We went to his house. STFU, we didn't even do anything yet, you freaking pervs. And I knew what I had to do. End chapter 9. Chapter 10. Author's note. Okay guys, I know you have all been wanting for me updates, but I was on tour with Fallout Boy because they read me story and invited me to come with them, and it was really cool. Y'all be jealous. Okay, I'm Fallout Boys Rock 666. Chapter 10. So can you please tell me for why you decided to grace me with your presence, said Carly, smiling. I noticed how sexy he looked with his violet contacts in. He looked like an older, hotter version of Edward, and Pete winced. He was wearing black eyeliner that was going down his face from the last time he cried. Your son has taken advantage of me too many times, I growled, staring at him all gothic. Suddenly, my vision went black, and all I could see was blackness. I screamed and screamed because I didn't know what was happening. Then I saw a vision of the Antichrist, and I laughed dark and suicidally. Twila, I just read your mind, shouted Carlisi. No, I said, because I just saw the Antichrist? Yes, my true form is Satan, he described. That was me gunning into your thoughts, and I saw the true reason why you came here with me. Let me just tell you, I said, sobbing because he had figured me out. I came here because you wanted to make Edward jealous, he said, and I started to cry. How do you know? I asked all the present. He said, because I just read your mind. Then all suddenly, somebody knocked on Carlo's door. He looked at me sadly and opened the door, and some girl I didn't know jumped in. What is this? Why are you here? We both asked the girl. She was really ugly and 12 years old and was wearing a Kelly Clarkson shirt and had frizzy blonde hair and an ugly face. Hi guys, my name is Fiona, she screamed, giggling, and walked into the house, but Carlisa pushed her back out. But you can call me Fiona 32. You get the fuck out of here, I shouted. OMG, you're such a prep. Me and Calorie were both disgusted, and suddenly Edward appeared and bit her neck, and she started to scream and bleed. I was sobbing because bleeding was my greatest desire. But my doctor said if I cut myself anymore, I would die, and Edward would be sad. Anyway, Fiona died on the floor, and her body shriveled up and rotted away. Edward came in and got in a standoff with his dad. Please stop, I said, still crying. They were both killing each other, and their makeup was running down their faces. I'm sorry, Ed. I didn't mean to hurt you. I just wanted you to be jealous. I don't want to be with your dad. Can you please take me home? Edward was so relieved, but Carlis was crying angrily, and he started to transform. No, Levin, he yelled. Nobody can reject Satan. Do you hear me, Tila? I am Stan. Yeah, I know, I said, rolling my eyes. But he came running at me and kicked him, and he fell over moaning. Me and Ed left him there and walked out holding hands while Thanks for the Members played in the background, and Fag Hot Boy fucking rocks. If you don't like them, then go kill yourself for cool. Fall Out Boy forever. I had an invasion in my head. Suddenly, while we were walking off, the Antichrist sang, "This is not over, Twila. This will never be over, bitch." But I blooped it out because I knew I was stronger than him. And Chapter 10. Chapter 11. Author's note. Everyone! It's been forever! My mom tried to make me wear a dress, and I had a tantrum and broke the computer and slipped my wrists. But no, we got a new one now. Anyway, thanks for the reviews while I was gone. Fuck all you preps who hate my story. I swear it'll get a session to kill you in your sleep, you fucking posers. 666 MCR still rocks. 11. Chapter 11. The next day I was walking to Hot Tonic with Edward, when suddenly, out of nowhere, James appeared out of the blue. Hi, we said gothically, but he looked very angry for some reason. I immediately think of Futurama. We will leave this planet for some reason. Okay, back to the story. Would you mind if I killed you? He started to sing from that song by Within Temportation. OMG, stop! Edward screamed, jumping in front of me. I was so confused because I did not know what was going on. Then I realized James was trying to kill us. Why would you do such a thing? You sick dirtbag, I cried, wearing a long black satin skirt with black leather boots and a ripped fishnet poncho over a black velvet bra with red skulls. Makeup was running down my pale, pale face because I was weeping. Now that Bellar is dead, I don't need your help, Hannah said as he also sobbed. I don't want to do this, but I have to. I'm afraid that... I dare you to finish that sentence, Edmund muttered at the top of his lungs. He turned into a bat and flew at James, but Victor leaped in front of him. Who are you? We all screamed except James because she was his GF. She had jumped out of the trees. Then we decided to make up because we had no reason to fight. Author's note, maybe later you will find out what James was going to say before Lala. Victoria was wearing a really sexy outfit. And Edward saw me looking at her and got really jealous. He started to make out with James to get back at me. Oh no, what have you done? OMG, you freaking arse! And Vicky shooted at my husband. We just entered the pact with James. That was when we found out that whenever someone kisses James, they get binded to him for the rest of eternity. What the f***? That's so random! I laughed satanically. Edward looked really scared, but I just said, it's okay. I like bi guys, so you can be with him too. Vicky disapproved because she was mad that Edward stole her boyfriend. Then me, Edward, and James had to pre-form a special marriage ceremony for the three of us to all be together. We all wore lots of black. That is all, said James, looking at me flirty. Now we have to seal the pact by drinking some blood. We all had an orgy and went out to hunt. We found a werewolf. And were about to kill it when I realized it was Jacob. He changed back into a person and I gasped. His long black hair had purple and silver streaks in it. His skin was 10 shades lighter, and he was wearing an Alizana t-shirt with tight black pants. OMG, Jake, I said shy and sexy. Hi, you look really good. Thanks. I got a new style, he said and looked at all of us. Since you killed my dad, I got real hardcore. Hey guys, can I join your packet? We had a secret gothic huddle. And thought about it, but they got angry and said no. Jacob started to cry because we had killed his dad and now we owed him. But Victoria rolled her eyes. Yeah, that's a karma, she pissed. But then he turned back into a wolf and tried to attack us. I turned into a bat and flew out of that way, but James was too slow. I screamed suicidally as Jacob was about to tear apart Hams, who suddenly shouted, If I die, then you all die. Remember the pact, we are together forever. We were all horrified at this. So we had to save him, but we got all cut up, but Edward said, It's okay, Twy. You look exy with blood on you. So we ran away, and Jake got lost in the woods. Finn, Chapter 11. Chapter 12, Author's Note. Okay, are you ready for more? Because some certain bitch preps was complaining. I got more editors, okay? Get over it. Thanks to everyone who likes it. Kept reading log golf's rule forever. Chapter 12. 4 days passed and I realized that I didn't love Edward anymore. I couldn't believe it myself. I woke up in the morning with black tears of deep, sorrowful, endless evil, depression all crying down my face. I put on some Metallica music and cut wrist. Twila, are you in there? Someone whimpered from outside my room. I gasped. It sounded like Ed. But I just turned up the song and sang along to it, screaming, Hold me breath as I wish for death. Oh, please, Satan, wake me. And aren't those lyrics so meaningful? Oh, fucking Sentinel, what are you doing in there? Edward exploded crying because he knew what this meant. He knew that I didn't want to see him because I had fallen out of love. darkness imprisoning me. I wept sadly. All that I see, absolute horror. I cannot live. I cannot die. Suddenly, the door broke down and a bunch of people came in. It was all the Cullens who were still alive, and Jake. He had found his way out of the woods. They all started to pin my hot body down so I could not move. "What the f are you doing, assholes?" I shrieked. My wrists were bleeding everywhere. "Now the world is gone, and I'm just one. Oh, Satan, help me!" They turned off the music, and I fainted. "You can't do this, Twi." They looked all serious. "We all entered the paquete when making out with Hamas," they said, nodding. I gasped again. "And Twila, you can't deny your felines for Ed. Remember, the paquete is that if you die, we all die." I woke up and asked, "Yeah, but isn't the paquete just me, Ed Hamas, and Victory? What's going on?" "I know, lol," I promised. "I think it was just a phase I went through." But then Carloyle stopped forward, looking at me all weird. "No," he laughed darkly. "I told you it wasn't over, Twila, beautiful psycho, topaz sadness, Damien Cullen. I was trying to make you not love my son with my powers so you would come back to me." "Well, let's celebrate!" Jake screamed. "Twila doesn't want you, Carl. You need to get over it." "You really seem to understand me?" Carlise frowned confusedly at Jake. "No one has ever really understood me. So we went to Vegas and had a party and came back to Washington. Carlile and Jake and I totally got interrupted there. Okay, good. We all went to Vegas and had a party and came back to Washington. Carlile and Jake got married there. Then Jake died sadly in an accident, so Carlile got remarried to Esme." "Twila, this place isn't safe," Edward told me that night. "Did you see what happened to Jake? We need to go someplace safer. I know a safe place for vampires. It's called Black Cavern of Bloody Despair." "Then let's leave at dawn," I said, staring at him deeply with my eyes. "We can start a new Gothic life." "Okay," he said. The end. That is all.